Thanks for joining me. Get ready to go through some of the more memorable clips of 2024 and see if we can find a politician who either knows what's going on or tells the truth. It could be a long night. Who owns the bridge, Susan Hall?
Well, it's between the two councils, apparently.
Yeah, this was a bridge too far moment for Susan Hall. I remember this.
Well, I'm a bit disappointed by this response because it shows a basic factual misunderstanding of the case. The bridge doesn't belong to two councils. It only belongs to one council, Hammersmith and Fulham.
It's a little bit embarrassing if you're trying to be the mayor.
He's
What's a copper urn?
I think they're on about... I think they start at...
What is it with these people? They never have any idea what people earn. What does a police officer... Is it really that difficult when you're going to be supposedly going to be in charge of the Met?
I think they start about 30-something, and it goes up from there.
Right, so you're seeking to
looked
recruit more officers.
Yeah.
You don't actually know how much they earn.
I think they cost us... Bobby costs about 60k.
Where do they get these figures from? Utter nonsense. What's the starting salary?
I don't know what the one is now. They're being given a 5%. Oh, I probably should know what.
Well, of course, as everybody found out, she was not much cop, was she, as a mayoral candidate?
Would you alter bus fares?
Well, this is another bell to this one. Yeah, this is fantastic. I've forgotten this.
You're going back to finance
Well,
again.
what is the bus fare? How much do you pay to get on a bus currently?
I don't use them. I use trains all the time.
I remember, of course, she famously had her Oyster Card stolen. Do you remember that one?
You don't know what a bus fare is?
No.
Susan Hall, you don't know who owns Hammersmith Bridge, you don't know what a police officer makes, and you don't know the bus fare.
We've been really clear we're not going to be raising tax on working people. So, as you rightly that means no increase in income tax, in national insurance and in VAT.
It's interesting, actually. I notice how he looks down all the way, so he's reading off a sheet which I hadn't picked up before. Oh, to have that bit of paper.
We've published our manifesto with our plans in it, Sid. Every single thing in that document is fully costed. None of our plans require tax rises over and above the ones we've set out.
So you can say now there will not be an increase in council tax?
Look, Nick, what I'm not going to do is sit here...
Is not say that. That's what you're not going to do. We can see that clearly, it's a kid.
Yeah, 2 and a bit weeks before the election and write the budgets for the next 5 years.
So you can't rule it out?
What I can say is that none of our plans require a tax rise.
Every time you say, we're not going to raise VAT, we're not going to raise it, and everybody says, what about council tax? You say, well, I honestly can't. You know what people are thinking. You're a bright bloke. Council tax will go up.
Yeah. He was absolutely staggered there when I told him he was a bright bloke, perhaps because he didn't have Wahid Ali's suit on.
Yeah, well, let me...
Clearly it will.
No, Nick, that isn't
go up.
our plan. No, Nick, none of our plans require a tax rise.
Will it go up or when to go up, Sakir?
None of our plans require a tax rise. No, Nick, because I do need to explain this.
I think you've had your time, respectfully.
And then he was off to a Taylor Swift concert, so he couldn't hang about.
She's served in all 3 branches of government.
Now, remember this. This was in Washington. This is outside Kamala Harris's university in D.C. It has now been announced that she's not going to win. Watch out as well for the reaction of the police officers. I don't know whether they're laughing at the result or actually laughing at my questioning, but I remember this very, very bright young woman.
Trump has been convicted of 34 felonies. There's no reason he should have won the election.
If I ask you in one word to sum up what the next 4 years in the United States might be, what word would you use?
Hell.
How much is child allowance?
That, I'm afraid, I don't know. It's actually not a Department for Education policy. It's a DWP one, and I'm afraid I don't know the exact.
So this is another Belter who hasn't got a clue as to the brief they're trying to peddle that morning.
Is your title Minister for Children?
It is Minister for Children,
and
yes.
you don't know?
But
you don't know what the child allowance is?
That would be like a bus driver saying, I'm not sure what a bus looks like. It's great, isn't it?
Well, we don't run the benefits, I'm afraid. You're right, I should have found out before I came on here.
So I have to tell you, as the Minister for Children, Families and Wellbeing, what child allowance is. What sort of job do you think you're doing here, Minister?
Well, look, I'm sorry that I don't know
I think we all know what sort of job he's doing, by the way.
Astonishing.
Right,
well, I'll tell the listeners because they won't need it. It's £25.60 for the first child and £16.95 for each additional child.
Incredible, really, and hardly surprising the Conservatives got that thumping at the election when he didn't even know the facts. I don't know what's happened to him now. Perhaps if you order a pizza or go and buy a big issue, you might come across him. Give him my best. Thanks for sharing those with me. Thanks for watching, and here's to 2025. Let's hope it's not hell, as that young woman suggested.